Okay, we in Amos chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Thus says Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Moab, and for 4 I will not turn away its punishment, because he burned the bones of the king of Edom to lime. But I will send a fire upon Moab, and it shall devour the places of Kerioth. Moab shall die with tumult, with shouting and trumpet, and I will cut off the judge from its midst and slay its princes, says Yahweh." Call on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, giving all praises to the great Ali Shaidah of Israel, the great I am, the possessor of heaven and earth, of the kings of heaven and earth, and giving much respect to Yahweh Shai, the Adonai, the Hamashiach, the light of this world, the one who died for Israel and rose to sit to become his father's royal right arm, my redeemer, my comforter, and my salvation, and the only one that pleaded his blood over Israel, the only nation granted for his salvation. Giving much respect to great millstone GMS, the high prophets that sent me this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through Yahweh Shai, from his only begotten, from his father, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, but those are not his names. Giving much respect to the Akim, the brothers that's in the word. And you might not be from Great Millstone, but you follow them, listen to their teachings, and listen to their videos. And you do the work on the highways and byways, and you do it at home. Shalom to you, brothers, and you risk your freedom and your life to do so, just as well as Great Millstone. Shalom. And giving much respect to the Akwaf, the beautiful women that's in the word. And whether you got a man or not, you know what I'm saying, you still listen and you follow the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh, and you learn in silence. Coming back at you with another video, you know what I'm saying, another homemade video from Halal Yahweh, and it's a lot of things that are happening, you know what I'm saying, and it's like you're getting like incredible updates and strange events. One of the strange events that I found to be interesting was the things that are happening in China. They get in a lot of strange events from the Most High, a lot of signs of judgment and signs of curses from the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to bring out a video on that, you know what I'm saying, because it's very important and it's very serious what's going on down there in China. They're not only trying to give their people that beast chip, you know what I'm saying, but they oppressing their people, they killing their people, and you know what I'm saying, they're ruling in tyranny. No one cares about each other. They're actually one of the godless nations that put the children of Israel into captivity. So, you know what I'm saying, they getting the brunt end of things from the Most High Yahweh, and great destruction is befalling them, and is going to befall them even more. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I read this one. You know what I'm saying? And then, the king of Edom is not talking about the white man. It's talking about the Israelites that used to rule that area, you know what I'm saying, rule that kingdom, you know what I'm saying, because, we all know that a long time ago, the white man came from underground, so his world was beneath while the Israelites ruled at the top, literally, so when the Most High said the white man would be on the bottom, he was literally at the bottom, you know what I'm saying, even as low as it can get. You know what I'm saying? And them castles that they call Petra, and you know what I'm saying, and original Edom, which is down there, at the ground. Edom mean red person, but this king of Edom is actually talking about the children of Israel. Because the Most High is seeking vengeance for us upon Moab, which is China today. So we can get a couple more scriptures about the great destruction. We can go to because they got a lot right here, because they got a lot to do with our captivity and our great destruction, and it's a lot of people that you would think that are Moabites or Chinese, and like some of them are children of Israel, and they just got the confusion of face on them, which is the speckled bird, and they are part of spiritual Egypt as well. So I was looking at GMS get that work, and he has a track from China saying praise Yahweh, because they know that the true God of the heavens and the earth is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and his only begotten son Yahweh Shai. And some of those Chinese people are truly and indeed the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because we got scattered throughout the whole world, and we built all these nations, what you see today. So now it's major curses and major plagues that are going down in China right now, that people, some of the Chinese people are trying to say that it's their gods doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to say it's curses from the Chinese people in heaven, which is not true, you know, and we know it to be true what's going on, that the Most High Yahweh is causing those major plagues down there and around the world. But this one specifically caught my attention, you know what I'm saying, because the plague of Exodus, when Moses turned the rivers into blood, that's becoming more and more into play. You know what I'm saying? For like 5 to 6 years to 7 years now. You know, it's been like several plagues around the world where it was a trigger to where the water would literally turn to blood. Some say it's algae, but I do believe it's from the ancient curses. And you know what I'm saying? That's very intense, and that's a warning from Yahweh. It's a lot of things that the media and the white people will not, you know what I'm saying, put on the news. So it's up to Great Millstone and, you know, the followers, those of us brothers that follow them, to give you these kind of news reports, you know what I'm saying, strange signs in the heavens and on the earth, you know, and things that you know what I'm saying, don't get to see, you'll be able to see it, you know, through the power and spirit of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to study and, you know, watch news and stay circumspect. But this one caught my attention, and it was actually pretty interesting. And we know it's the curses from Yahweh, because this happened worldwide. It's not just happening in China. You know what I'm saying? It's probably different places where the water turned into blood. You know what I'm saying? It's probably still that way. You know, the Esau, he only put on his news and his media whatever he want to do. You're not going to put on what the Lord want to do. He want to go against Yahweh, so you're not going to. He'll show certain signs here and there, but not major signs like that to get you to worry, to get you to be in trouble, but to feel trouble. But you know what I'm saying? It's not for you to feel trouble. It's for you to understand what's going on and knowing that the times we in. So I can read this one right here, because this one has got a lot to do with the nuclear day. But this one is about, you know, the things that are going to take place. It says chapter 2 of Joel. It says, the earth quakes before them, the heavens tremble, the sun and the moon grow dark, and the stars diminish their light. Yahweh gives voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For strong is the one who executes his word, for the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can endure it? So, you know, we also getting reports of World War III that's becoming quicker and quicker. You know what I'm saying? We getting closer and closer to these moments to where these nations are going to start going to war, you know. But this one, it says the sun and the moon grow dark. So not only the sun and the moon represents the nuclear day, it's also talking about wisdom and knowledge and understanding of why these things are happening. So, you know, all these people got all these kind of questions, but if you in this power and spirit of Yahweh, you know, it should be easily revealed to you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Not only in China, but the whole world. But I'm going to get that one video that I found interesting in China that was actually pretty, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's cool, you know, because we the children of Israel, but it's actually a dire warning to China and them that they about to get they just due from the Most High, and it's time for them to pay. You know what I'm saying? And they getting plagued as it is. They've been getting plagued for a long time, for many years, but the plagues are becoming worse and worse. You know, and they not understanding. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's like they so godless they don't care. Yeah, we got a remnant down there, but the majority of the rest of them, they do not give a fuck about that shit. They want to put it on their other gods and the Buddha and all of that. When they done away with all those gods, they trashed all those gods, and now China's making them see a man as God. You know what I'm saying? And they're part of the family line of Esau too. They white people too. They just speak a different language. So yeah, I found this to be interesting.
On May 9th, a wall of clouds appeared in Beijing sky. Half of the sky was covered by white clouds, while the other half had no trace of clouds. People call it the yin and yang sky. Chinese authorities give either vague scientific or nonsense explanations about these occurrences. Some local reports stated that the red sky was, quote, refraction of the red light that was coming from a fishing boat harvesting Pacific sauri, end quote. Shan Meteorological Bureau. They said the red color was a reflection of light from lower-level clouds. However, before the birth of the Chinese Communist Party, Chinese people used to count on ancient wisdom to explain the eerie phenomenon. Traditional Chinese culture believes in the harmony between heaven and earth. They believe that all celestial events reflect heaven's will. Such phenomena have already appeared throughout Chinese history. Those occurrences were well recorded in history books, along with social events that happened during that time. Bloody Sky. The red sky once appeared in 1628 during the Ming Dynasty. According to the book Hanan Shuzhen Chronicle, Hanan Shuzhen Zhi, the whole Shanxi sky was red as blood. The book wrote that the region suffered from a great famine 5 years after this event. 6 years after, it suffered from floods. For over 10 years afterward, the area went through drought, locust attacks, and having nothing to harvest in the crops when autumn came. Many people died during this period. China's history has shown that the bloody sky usually appeared at the end of many dynasties, such as the end of the Northern Song Dynasty and the Yuan Dynasty. The phenomenon seems to correspond to the overthrow of the dynasty or regime and the ominous fate of the king. Red Sun. The sun appeared in red in Heilongjiang on April 16th. Li Chunfeng, a famous astronomer and Taoist under the Tang Dynasty, has written about this in his astrology book, Yi Si Jian. He wrote that the sun could change its color into black, yellow, or red. If the ruler doesn't act with moral principles, his minister will betray him behind his back. The sun will turn red in this case. Liu Shang in the Western Han Dynasty also wrote about this occurrence. Under the ruling of Emperor Cheng of the Han, 1 year, the sun turned bloody red. At that time, Emperor Cheng had no morality. The Zhao clan in the back palace was in turmoil, while the Wang clan seized power. The country fell. He also noted that if a minister went against the monarch's law and the sun was as red as fire, the kingdom would perish. Mock Sun, or so-called parhelion. Hubei locals witnessed the scene of 3 suns appearing in the sky in mid-April this year. The event when 2 bright spots appear on both sides of the sun is called mock sun. But in China, the Chinese people often call it the phantom sun. Back in February 2020, the sky in Inner Mongolia appeared with 5 phantom suns. The ancients believed that a phantom sun was an ominous sign, foretelling the world would be in chaos. Li Chunfeng also predicted that this was the sign that a country would fall into political infighting. If 2 suns appear simultaneously, then the so-called satellite states will plan a coup d'etat to overthrow the host kingdom. Those without moral principles must die. If multiple suns show up in the sky, the kingdom will be separated into parts. Red River. Residents in Fujian found the sea turned red on May 11th. While on May 10th, Guangxi locals found the water of the Dunli River also turned red. In this regard, Han Dynasty astronomer Jing Fang had explained this in one of his books. He wrote that the Red River reflected growing injustice and wrong execution of prisoners. The renowned Chinese Book of Changes has also touched on this subject. It said that the odd changes in the country's water implied the country was in danger. If the king of a country is driven by lust and alcohol and loses his virtue, that would also reflect the water's appearance. The wake-up call from the divine. The belief that a nation's fate comes hand in hand with the virtue of its leaders and the people has existed since ancient times. It can be found in both Chinese and Western culture and folklore. Some even say that astrology is the language of the divine. Before launching the heavenly disasters to the human world, the Creator sends us signals so that we can redeem our sins before it's too late. The Book of Han Dynasty, Volume 56, clearly states, quote, "If a country did bad things, heaven would first launch some disasters to warn the people and the king. If the people didn't regret and continue to do bad things, then other odd things would follow. If people still had no guilt and did not do good things, the country would suffer from greater disasters." End quote. The Book of Exodus also retells the same event. Out of the 10 plagues that Yahweh created to warn the Pharaoh, one of them was turning water into blood. It reads, quote, "This is what the Lord says. By this you will know that I am the Lord. With the staff that is in my hands, I will strike the water of the Nile, and it will be changed into blood. The fish in the Nile will die, and the river will stink, and the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water." Exodus 7:17 through 18. End quote. But with the birth of communism, along with its atheism and Darwin's revolutionary doctrine. Human beings have slowly slipped away from their spiritual paths. Especially in China, communism dominates and makes people turn their back on their ancestors and the 5,000-year divine culture.
You see that?
Former party leader Mao Zedong.
You see that? That right there, you know, besides from the false image of God right there, that's a Renaissance picture, that part where they put up God in the background in the scripture. That's a Renaissance thing. But you see that a long time ago, they did away with their gods. You know, so them coming up with like different stories about how these gods and how these people, you know, these weird stargazers and prognosticators, you know what I'm saying, and astrologers would assume what's going on, you know what I'm saying, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shine and Em Yahshai, we know what's going on. And as you can see, they was destroying their own idols and throwing away their gods. That's how you know the gods of this world are fake. They're made up by fucking people, you know what I'm saying, and they're not real. They never existed. You know, like the god of Anubis, the god of Ra, the false god image, the white man Jesus image, Kali, you know what I'm saying, Allah, you know, the elephant god, you know what I'm saying, Asura, you know, all these other fake ass gods that were just artwork, and images and idols were fake. I'm gonna go back to that one because that was spiritual right there too.
This you will know that I am the Lord. With the staff that is in my hands, I will strike the water of the Nile, and it will be changed into blood. The fish in the Nile will die, and the river will stink, and the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water. Exodus 7:17-18. End quote. But with the birth of communism, along with its atheism and Darwin's revolutionary doctrine, human beings have slowly slipped away from their spiritual paths. Especially in China, communism dominates and makes people turn their back on their ancestors and the 5,000-year divine culture.
They threw that Buddhist nigga away.
Mao Zedong said, battling with heaven is endless joy. Fighting with the earth is endless joy. And struggling with humanity is endless joy. 800 million have lost their lives under this dictatorial regime. Yet, many Chinese people haven't realized its evil nature. The Chinese Communist Party opposes the universe's will. With that many odd phenomena happening in China, heaven is sending wake-up calls to those who still have faith in this evil party. Only by upholding our moral principles and staying away from the bad will we be blessed with health, safety, and happiness once again.
Yeah, right. That's why you don't listen to the white man in some of these stupid interviews, because a lot of these white people don't even know what's going on. They so puffed up off academies and colleges, you know what I'm saying, and high school diplomas, and you know, degrees of certain extracurriculums and certain classes, to where the people, by the time they're done with you, you know what I'm saying, you think you know everything when you know nothing. Good, he's very well taught in the lie. Now give him his certificate and let him go on. You know what I'm saying? And then the job hypnotizes you. You go and you work for that certain job, you know, or you be a part of a certain company. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's even worse. They're like archaeologists. You know what I'm saying? Librarians. You know, scientists. You know, people like zoologists. You know what I'm saying? Geologists. They are hypnotized into what they believe, so they'll instantly blame it on their gods, this god, that god, or this is what happened, and this is in the books, this is documented in this book, this is what my teacher says, when that's all a lie. That was all made to make sure that they don't find out the truth, make sure that they lost. And plus, you know, white people, they was never a part of the truth. They're not a part of the truth. They're a part of that, the lies and the tons of lies that they give you. You know what I'm saying? So you see how he came up with all them fucking excuses. You know what I'm saying? And he like kind of like to the second to the last excuse, he mentioned the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They call him Yahweh, which that's not his right name. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and Em Yahushai is his real name. You know, and the Most High is plaguing and cursing them, and it's getting worse and worse by the day. They getting all these phenomena that we just seen happen this month, at the beginning of this month, all the way to the end, and it's still happening. They just won't show you none of the news or show you what the fuck is going on down there in China. They've been having a lot of plagues and perplexity, you know what I'm saying, for the past years, for the past centuries, but the plagues are getting worse, coming along down to the economic crash and these things that are happening. It's happening in perplexity, and Yahweh is letting you know that he coming for his enemies, man. The Most High is letting off plagues not only there, but around the world. You know what I'm saying? You keep hearing about the monkeypox plague. You know what I'm saying? The shootouts. You know what I'm saying? The white man just coming in and just shooting everybody up and ravaging everybody. You know what I'm saying? And killing, you know, people and targeting them. And then they trying to investigate when they know exactly who the fuck did it. You know what I'm saying? They trying to investigate, break down. You know, if a Israelite was caught doing these horrendous crimes that's been found out. You know what I'm saying? With the grocery shop shooting and the Texas shooting that we about to get to, they will be killed. But I haven't heard anything happening to the shooters. You know what I'm saying? That have done these things. They probably threw them in jail. You know what I'm saying? And didn't do nothing about it, or probably it was all rigged. You know what I'm saying? You know, fake events, but real people. You know that died and then passed, and that's fucked up to do. You know what I'm saying? To set up towards a propaganda or towards something that you would want. You know what I'm saying? And the elites want certain things that's coming into play, and they want to do away with laws that they done sworn to their own people, which is going to cause an uproar. And they want to change your daily living. They want to change the way you live in your life. They want to change, you know what I'm saying, you know. So, and even the Israelites, we the first ones on the list from God, but from Yahweh. But the Edomites is next, and they gonna get they just dues, and all the curses is passing on to them. So they get in draconian laws, because we've had draconian laws during our slave trade. They just coming back now. They're getting, you know what I'm saying, they money cut off. You know, we a part of it, but I'm just saying that all the curses that's happening to us is transferring over to the white people and their family and their children's children and their people. You know what I'm saying? So they getting their money cut off. They want to take away their guns. They want to change their life. They want to lock them down. They want to throw them into slavery. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of white people, of course, they godless. They don't believe in the Bible. And they was like, wait, we don't care about what you do to the blacks, but what about us? And their own forefathers is telling them, what about you? Y'all don't matter. Y'all gonna fall in line too. So that's the same way to go with all the nations. That's what they doing to all their people, making them fall in line and worship Satan, worship the white man, worship the devil, you know, worship these elites. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High is plaguing the shit out of them. Every single nation is going through their own unique plagues. The only one that really called out to me was the one in China that's going on right now. They probably not even showing you no more footage in China because the shit ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not like one day you can go to sleep and then the red ocean that you just seen will just dissolve and then go back to being regular. Hell no, nigga, that shit stays there for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? Certain things like that just don't disappear. You know, and that's why the media and the news, they can't show you everything. They don't show people everything because it'll fuck their brains up, you know. And Esau know that Yahweh is coming. That's why he does these things. You know, I'll read a warning from the Most High and then we moving on. You know, it says, now therefore, says Yahweh, turn to me with all your heart, come back, Israel, with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. So rend your heart and not your garments. Return to Yahweh Shem Shai, your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and great of kindness. And he relents from doing harm. Who knows if he will turn and relent and leave a blessing behind him and a grain offering and a drink offering for Yahweh Shem Shai and the name Yahweh Shai, your God. And that's the people, you know what I'm saying? It's not only talking about the Most High, but it's actually the people too. Who knows if they will come back to the Most High and leave a blessing behind, you know, because the Most High, if you don't come back, he's going to surely destroy you. So it says, blow the trumpet in Zion, consecrate a fast, call a sacred assembly, because only the people of the children of Israel, the Negroes, Mexicans, the Indians, are the true children of Israel. They're the true people of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. In the name of Yahweh Shai, they feel all the curses. They went through all the major slaveries that was prophesied in the Bible. We went through it all. Every single description that fits us, from down to the way the Messiah looks to his father looks, is us, okay? They even tell you in the book of Acts that the prophets are niggers or Negroes, you know. So it says, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and nursing babes. Let the bridegroom grow out from his chamber, and the bride from her dressing room. Let the priests who minister to Yahweh weep between the porch and the altar. Let them say, spare your people, O Yahweh, and do not give your heritage to a reproach, that the nations should rule over them. Why should they say among the peoples, where is their God? Exactly. It says, then Yahweh will be zealous for his land and pity his people. Yahweh will answer and say to his people, behold, I will send you grain, new wine, and oil, and you will be satisfied by them. I will no longer make you a reproach among the nations. It says, but I will remove from far from you the northern army, and where I drive him, and I will drive him away into a barren and desolate land, with his face toward the eastern sea, and his back toward the western sea. His stench will come up, and his foul odor will rise, because he has done monstrous things. That's the white man and all the nations that follow, because they all white now. They no longer Israelite kingdoms and Israelite land. Because the Israelites at one point in time, they ruled the entire world. They had different Israelites in different sectors of the world, different nations of the world. All these nations, white man took it over as his world for the moment. For these last few seconds, this is his world. So with that, calling Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai, and it's on to the next video.